and welcome back to not reading with Lynn this time. Although, no, actually I wouldn't class it as reading with Lynn. Maybe I'll share it on my book club or something. However, I have been quite interested in food, and I know I'm not the skinniest person. Do you ever have to be skinny? I mean, when you have a lot of muscles, a woman tend to look more huge. Okay, I'm not, I admit I am a little overweight. I'm still working on my weight, trying to get Pilates in and trying to exercise regularly. And not just exercise, because part of exercising, you have to have a healthy diet. So on Monday, I've been to the library to take some notes on cookbooks, and I found this cookbook by Emily Johnson, who also suffers from rheumatoid arthritis, and it's really great because she suffered from arthritic pain from a young age like me, so she has more knowledge in food than I have. But however, I went on to I've decided to research where to get this book from, and I saw this one was the cheapest. So somehow I started getting more interest in cooking. When I was young, I was just like thinking, how do I cook on this? And then I feel like in my early 20s, like, oh, I'm such a bad cook. I don't know what to cook. I don't like being in the kitchen. And I think part of it comes with, I can't stand for too long, but maybe I need to try and get like a chair or something, like one of those kitchen stools that helps me to sit down when I'm cooking and when my legs can't hold it anymore. However, anyway, enough of me talking. Let's go. I've done cooking with Lynn, but I only got like 2 or 3 videos in cooking with Lynn. I have not done any of cooking with Lynn episode for so long, and I felt like I need to do cooking with Lynn. So I got some from Awesome Books, a cookbook, and you might all know this author of the cookbook if you've been watching his shows, cooking shows, or he's been on a lot of cooking shows. And also he's the son of Queen Camilla and the stepson and godson of the king. Let me get this out. So I've researched about all his books that he's written, and obviously sometimes I tend to go to the library and borrow some cookbooks or write down some cook recipes. However, this is my very own cookbook, and it's Cooking and the Crown: Royal Recipes from Queen Victoria to King Charles III. Like, how adorable is this? So history, monarchy, gastronomy, more than 100 recipes for every occasion. A simple breakfast, picnic lunches, kitchen suppers, garden parties, coronations, and state banquets, plus tales of royal kitchens, chefs' traditions, and predilection from Queen Victoria to the present day. Now, before I got interested in cooking and food, I was also very interested in the monarchy, the history of the monarchy, like how it all started. I was interested in history of, basically I was interested in a lot of history. So I was interested more in history of World War One and World War Two from a young age, because history of World War One and World War Two, we kind of studied that in primary school, year 6. So that was one thing that really interested me a lot. However, I got an interest in the history of the monarchy and royalty because they were always there. Even, I think throughout the World War One and World War Two, we had kind of King Joseph I, King Edward VIII, or King George VI. Well, mainly King George VI, and then Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch, and then King Charles III. But yeah, and Queen Victoria is very in. So, let's go and find. I think. Also, what I love is that it actually, the royal family, I think the royal family has like authors who, the royal family have specific journalists who they trust in Buckingham Palace, and I think they have to go through some things like DBS check and everything, like, security check, and they have to bring a passport and everything, and one thing I like as well, he included like the history, so obviously every book has to have an introduction. Well, every cookbook non-fiction has to have an introduction, and if you're a writer like me, a fictional one, you will have to write a prologue. Anyway, let's read this introduction. British royal food for so long, the gilded pinnacle of gastronomy, a heady regal extravaganza of excess, where course after exquisite course emerged from cavernous kitchens borne aloft by liveries of footmen on plates of pure gold to sate the whims of the richest, most powerful people on earth. For these banquets were no modern dinner, rather surful diplomacy, its most subtle as kings, queens, and emperors, presidents, princes, and prime ministers, quietly shaped history over most de Merlins, de la Depeys, and careless rotis. Pure cardamom, it was here, at glittering candlelit feast in ancient castles and grand palaces alike. That the great chefs of the age, Kramer, Frantic, Healy, and the rest were given in working both art inspiration into and cordial of British ingredients and French technique. I don't know why I'm getting frustrated with these, but I need to read. See, I feel like okay. These days, though, few of us have the time, skill, or inclination to burn snipe, stuff, boar's head roast. These, you know what is getting really in the introduction is like the big words. Anyway, that's obviously the introduction. He did sign it, but I'm not going to show the author's signature because that's confidential. You will probably, if you get yourself this copy, you probably will get see his signature, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to ruin anything. He's not the first food writer to write a royal cookbook. Okay, but you have to see this, the royal family tree. And actually, I'm going to take a picture of this and share it on my Instagram and TikTok and everything. So if you're interested in the royal family or anything, if you're interested in recipes and new food, I suggest getting this book. So if you're interested in the royal family in food and everything, I suggest you get this book. This is the new version, modern, up-to-date cookbook, royal recipe with up-to-date royal recipes. Ever out there, and this is written by Tom Parker Bowles, Camilla's son. I am aware there were other cookbooks, royal cookbooks, but I'm sticking to this one because it's the up-to-date version. Anyway, see you soon. I'm gonna take a picture of a recipe that I like and want to try out.